Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ryan Elly Show.
Hi.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Ellie.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about holidays. I think it's that time of year. People have got more and more like holidays coming up, time off work, kids are off work. Kids are off school. That sums it up. And I'm like, we love our kids, and I think it's important for us to like gain a little bit or show a little bit of perspective with what we're talking about, because I think like parents nowadays work hard. Like we work hard. All of our clients work extremely hard, and when the kids are off, it throws another dynamic into it. And like we're now on week. Well, it's only week one.
We're on day 3.
And I'm already like, how many weeks till I go back to school?
It's like day 10,000. Yeah, and I think it's like it's often when we get to this point where like the kids are off school, maybe we're having to feel like we're juggling everything. We're going to be feeling more tired because, bless them if they're like our kids, they want all of our attentions and stuff. And so it feels as if like you've been pulled from pillar to post. And it can then feel very frustrating because then you feel a slight resentment maybe if you feel like, well, you're not getting your time for yourself. And that's where we then start focusing on the things that we can't do. Whereas what we kind of want to do is shift our thought processes and be accepting, right, okay, we know this is happening. We've got 6 weeks of this time where kids are off school. We're going to have to maybe feel like we're juggling. Let's just focus on the things that we can do.
Yeah, because I think it's an easy way for people to just hit the fuck it button and just think, I'm going to disregard everything for the next 6 weeks. I'll get back on it even if I've slipped backwards. And we'd often say to clients who feel like that, then you're not approaching it as part of a lifestyle. So that's where it's important to recognize, like, throughout the whole year, you're going to get times where your consistency progress, like we find January, February, really, really good times to see progress. We find it slips a bit in March. Same again in April, May, slips again towards summer, September. It is natural. So if you can take a different perspective and be like, actually, do you know what? This is going to be a month where perhaps I don't see quite as much progress with my body related or my fitness related goals, but I spend that time more present with my family. I'm having good memories. I'm enjoying food, having fun. How much better would you feel at the end of it? Even if you did slip backwards, which you won't if you follow what we're going to share with you today, how much better would you feel? Because you'll be able to recognize what you gained from it by the time the memories, the fun, versus what you lost from it.
Yeah, and I think this follows on from, it's not the same sort of process, but it's our last podcast we talked about weight loss goals versus performance goals. And this is in the sense of, you're not just about losing weight. You're not just about how much you weigh or what you look like. This is about your life as a whole, your lifestyle, in terms of like your overall happiness, in terms of your family dynamics, your relationships. And so this is like a really good period in time where like actually maybe you can like have a different focus, and it's a focus on, really working on your relationships, having some fun with the kids, being a bit silly, chatting to them. But also this could also be a time where you can open up and talk to your family members about like, what's important to you, what you can do as a whole family together, kind of, so you will work together. And I know that when we've chatted to the kids, like it's like when I was doing my triathlon, the kids wanted to get involved and know about like my triathlon. It's me. They now know that in the evening, me and Ryan like to kind of go for a walk after dinner, which is around the block. They're now asking, can they come on their bikes? Or if they go to the park, they tell us, well, you can still walk round. So it's also about being open and honest with your feelings.
And that's probably the first thing we would say to do, is if you look at your whole month and be like, right, let's sit down as a family, like where can we make sure, and you do it with your partner. Okay, you can't always leave the kids and do it together. Okay, well, you have this day and I have that day. So then what you're doing is you're communicating with each other and being able to make the best of a challenging time from a time constraint or a childcare constraint, that you're both getting your time to be active or train or whatever it feels you might need. It might not even be training. You might just feel like you actually need a mental break. Like I know that sometimes I feel like that. Might lock myself in the toilet and pretend I'm going to the toilet.
No. Our kids will literally, Ryan will be standing next to the kids and I will be on the toilet, and the kids will literally just step over Ryan, mummy, and it was like the other day, day one of holidays, and we had our dinner, and I just felt as if like everyone was just consumed. I was just felt consumed by everyone. So I was like, right, guys, mummy's going to go for a walk after dinner, I just need some space. Then you got Eva May going, well, can I come on my electric scooter? Then you're like Ryan going, well, can I come? And I'm like, none of my family understanding. I just need a bit of space.
And it's like yesterday, I got. I had a hard morning with them because I had to drop the car to get service, and I got down here with a loan car. And literally, as I've pulled up, James and Carla with Oakley are outside in the car park, and James turns around and says, we can take them to town. So the kids have heard it, didn't have a choice. They're like, yeah. So I've come in here, got my eyebrows done, and they said they'd be back here at the health club. Now I've gone to get my hair cut, and I'm
Pampered
itching,
princess.
sweating about the time, thinking Ellie is going to go ballistic. And I've opened my phone to this message. You just enjoy your pamper. I'm juggling the kids.
I'm at work, at the club, and this is my day where I can also get my admin and just be prepared before we go away. And I've got my 2 kids who are running riot in the health club, and he's gone and swanning around getting his hair done, walking around town, loving life. So yeah, wasn't like happy. No. But coming back,
but my haircut looks good.
Yeah, and so coming back to the topic, like, you know, have fun with your goals as well, and you can, and that's like a good thing as well, is like knowing that you can have fun and share them with your family, because they're going to hold you like accountable to it as well. They're going to support you, they're your support network, so they'll help you to it. And I guess like it's also having the expectation and the acceptance that yes, there might have to be like changes to your routine, so being open to being adaptable is also a good win as well, because it just helps you to change things without you feeling so frustrated on yourself.
Yeah, if you set too rigid of a plan, life will get in the way, and then as soon as you can't stick to that plan, you'll feel like you failed. Like, we're avid planners, like there's no two ways about it, to the point where I think people think we're nuts. We send each other calendar invites, everything is in our diary, we plan things out because we just function better with it. But we are adaptable in it, and we're aware. And I think that's the big thing that I'd say for clients that see the best success from our side is they're normally planners, but they're adaptable when life throws shit at them. So I think that another one that can really help you gain a bit of perspective is recognizing like it doesn't just have to be about activity. You know, like it's almost like people will, I don't like just saying hit the fuck up button, but they'll just realize, they can't be as active. So do you know what? I'm just going to be really slack with my nutrition. Yeah. And we're not saying you need to be really tight with it, but what we're saying is what you could do is maintain your balanced diet 80-90% of the time and still enjoy those days. Like, you know, if there's barbecues or you're eating out, things like that, you can still see huge progress, or at least maintain what you've done by doing that.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that. So people get so fixated, and we see it with like some of our clients that we work with. We've been preaching the same thing for the last 10 years since we've kind of been working more on a holistic approach, and it was about like the lifestyle, and it's kind of like getting the basics done first consistently before focusing on the other things. So for me, when I'm talking about basics and the fundamentals, about for you to overly like feel at your best, it's, you know, your hydration levels, your nutrient, so your nourishment, your nutrition, the foods that you're eating. It's about, you know, your recovery, so like your sleep. It's about getting some form of movement. I'm not talking about workouts, just getting like some fresh air, getting some movement to the joints, and just so you kind of like are getting a little bit of activity to get the heart rate up just a little bit. These are, to me, are your core fundamentals. I might have missed something, and people will bypass these 4 fundamentals and will then just be so fixated on a workout that they haven't done. And it's like Ryan said, they feel like, fuck it, like, what's the point? And it's like, no, because there's so much more that you could be focusing on that are going to bring so much more value to you than just focusing on the workout. Like, get your steps up. If you can't do a workout, you know, maybe even like we're doing at the moment, setting our alarms a little bit early just to kind of get moving, or we invite the kids to get moving with us. These are the 4 things that are actually going to make such a much bigger difference to me than that one workout.
100%. And it's also then the message that you're sending to the kids as well. You know, it shows them actually I can have a positive, more active lifestyle. And when you do things, planning it into your schedule, if you like, if you're doing it as a team, as a family, and you look ahead and be like, well, where can I do things where there's opportunity to get more active? It could be at the beach, parking a bit further away, using all these little things that become part of a lifestyle, because then it does make a huge difference, and your whole mindset will shift from August was a crap month, It was actually August was a great month. I had so much
Yeah.
fun. I've built memories, and that's what you focus on, and it's a game changer.
Dance around the living room with your kids, or even stick on like a YouTube get home workout on. Like kids literally love all that. Like they love star jumps, they love burpees,
Gymnastics
doing press
in the garden.
Yeah, all of that. Like these are things where they'll be like, oh my, like they'll look at you and be actually so inspired by you. So it's always like looking back at like what are the kids seeing from you, and they will gain so much from it.
Yes. Another one that like I think can be important is like holidays. Like people, we talk to clients, and one of the big things that, because our program is 6 months, typically people will have some sort of holiday involved in there, and it's always like, well, but what about my health and fitness when I'm on holiday? And like we would often argue, like Team HH stands for two things. Health and happiness is the primary, more modern reason behind it, and happiness is key. Like you can have your health, and we're not saying disregard your health, but what use is having your health if you're not happy at the same time? So actually, when you're on a holiday, you focus on happiness, you focus on fulfillment. Yes, there's tips which we can go through to help you with today, but at the same time, if you do literally just think, fuck it, do you know what, I'm away for 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever, and you kick the backside out of the food, you don't do any exercise, you haven't undone months and months of hard work. Not gonna lie, it might feel like you
just feel a bit shit. Like you might feel a little bit, but like Ryan said, it's like having that fun. And you think as well, like 52 weeks in a year, how many of those weeks are you like, working so hard at home, working so hard in your career? You're allowed to take like that week to 2 weeks for you to kind of literally switch off mentally and physically. It's also good for your body to kind of have a rest if you are like doing some weights or like longer distances type form of like cardio type movement. So it is good for you. Like Ryan said, it's just, you're going to come back. Scales are going to go up a little bit. Not crazy, not what you think they're going to be. You're going to probably feel a bit sluggish. Digestion going to be a little bit slower. That will get back as soon as you're back on it. So it's always again looking at that relationship and your emotions involved with you having fun. Allow yourself, remove that guilt.
And that being said, when we're away, we don't go and kick the backside out of everything, because we can still enjoy ourselves. And that's something that you can start to question. Like if you've worked hard forming a routine and you're enjoying a well-balanced diet, why would you need to go and kick the backside out of it every day?
Yeah, it's like the all or nothing approach.
That's it. And, it can just be like, actually, do you know what? I'm going to eat. Yes, I'll probably have dessert every night. Yes, I'm not going to have 3 platefuls just because I can. These types of things.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to mention was the alcohol. Alcohol can creep in quite a bit now. It's summer nights, it's easy to sit outside having a drink. Same on holiday. And we always say when we talk to people about alcohol, it's almost taking a step out and asking yourself, well, how do I feel after I've had it? How does it impact? Because a lot of the time we've done one on alcohol already where it's not the alcohol that impacts our results. It's the decisions we make after it, the effect that has on our energy levels, sleep, etc. So that thought Ellie was waiting to bounce in. So when you think about that, you might recognise, actually, do you know what? I don't need to kick the backside out of the booze every single day, or I don't need to have 2 glasses of wine every night just because the sun is shining. It might just be like, actually, let's have a little bit more balance around it.
I've just got visions of you on our holiday in Rose, though. You're coming back. I think you've got like cups holding from your mouth. You're like piling them all up. Ryan's the guy that gone to the all-inclusive pool bar and bringing back all the drinks.
And I always go there, and then people start chatting to me, and it's like, why have you taken so long?
So let's go. Because I just thought of some ideas. Like if you are going on holiday, perhaps kind of like you want to enjoy it, but you don't want to kind of like go crazy. You want to also be mindful. Little things that we do is like before we go away, we actually buy, and you can do this obviously when you're there, we buy a squash bottle with us, so we always know to help with like hydration. It's also to get the kids, making sure the kids are drinking, not just pop and things. I personally, for me, I do like to snack. Like I'm a snacky. Scooby snacks, as we didn't know from the last podcast. So I will bring like a Tupperware of protein bars, and Ryan will tell me that he doesn't need them, but then he'll soon be diving into them when we're on holiday.
100%.
So I just find for me, like it just kind of deters me kind of like over consuming like at the buffets that I don't kind of want to. I just know I've always have a protein bar when at home. I just feel good, like I stick to my routine. And it might be the case of like, I don't know, during the day you get like bigger plates, you could always like kind of, I think if you get a bigger plate and you have a normal plate, you're always going to fill your plate up to whatever size it is. So I tend to be like kind of mindful, I think during the day, I wouldn't be having like a 3-course dinner for lunch and dinner every day.
Yeah.
Normally, so I just get a smaller plate, and I think at lunchtime. Why are you looking at me?
Because I'm like, these are like digs, not digs at me, but I do the exact opposite every
I would get a smaller plate in like put the lunch one, unless the lunch food looks really good, and then I'll do it at dinner. And just like be mindful, like always making sure I've got protein there, but I won't be feeling like I have to restrict or sacrifice. I will just make a sensible choice. Right, okay, I know they've got protein, get a little bit of colour. I'm always a bit weary when I am away on terms of like the salad stuff, so maybe I might go for veggies. I don't know, I'll see how I'm feeling. Or I can like always peel the skin on the fruit.
Yeah. Another one is the movement side of things as well. It's like, we've had this conversation so often, and it's come up in several podcasts. It's like, if you don't move, you feel lower in energy, lower in mood. So it's never about a workout, but like for us, like we want to get out and walk around. It might be walking around where we're at, might be walking along a promenade, might be walking along a beach, whatever it is, but getting out and seeing it will make a huge difference to you physically and mentally. You're never going to feel good doing nothing, sat around, like maybe you will, but most people we talk to, and they start moving a bit more. So for us, it'll be like we might try and hit like 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day, which is half of what we typically hit. When we're here, you might aim for half of what you typically hit, but you're still moving a little bit. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing
because I don't leave the resort.
Yeah, Ryan does not leave the resort ever, and I know that we've said that on this holiday we are leaving the resort because I want to.
Yeah.
But when Ryan was talking about, we will go for a walk along the promenade, and I'm like, we have never left the resort.
No, I
ever.
walk around the resort.
I had to buy a postcard for the kids to show them what roads looked like last year.
Not this year.
But we're going to make a conscious effort, because also it gets really hot, and like the kids are still like, we don't want them in the sun all day, every day. So I think it's also good for them. And we try and encourage activity when we're at home. It's just keeping that. But we'll just make it fun, like show them, like, we'll go down to the beach or something. But there's like the two wins. We get to get our movement, and the kids get to see what the actual place looks like.
Any other tips?
Often when you're traveling as well, I think like your toilet habits, digestion can feel like not how they should be. Just because often when you're feeling bloated, like doesn't necessarily mean that you're fat or you've put on loads of weight. There's a difference in like your digestive system. And I always think like the digestive system can play, and I know I'm talking from experience, like from my own relate, but like, it can play havoc on you mentally. And this is all like normal. It's just, again, be mindful and listening to your body, and to help with stuff like that. I'm always going to say the first thing is get some water in you.
Yeah, another one will be fibre. You can't even bring dietary fibre if you do feel like, I know like when flying can sometimes clog you up a little bit. So windy. Dietary fibre can just help you keep regular a little bit. Another thing we always say is like, remember to bring, like if you have multivitamins at home, remember to bring them with you as well. Keep them going. Don't knock them on the head just because you're away. I think that was pretty much all we had to cover.
Movement can also help with like your digestive system as well. Yeah.
Was there anything else we had
Enjoy
to cover?
it.
Yes. I think that was all we had to cover on this topic. I think the most important thing that we stress when it comes to like holidays and balancing it out over the summer, and we're not just saying when you're on an actual holiday, but it might just be with the school holidays, is life is as it is. We can't change that. What we can change is how we respond to it and deal with it. And the summer holidays are always going to be there every year. So we can either look at them every year. We're going to crop, if you think of it, 6 weeks, over 10% of our year off just because the kids are off school. Or we can look at it, I'm just going to have a change of focus where I'm actually going to work on my mental health in terms of enjoying myself, relaxing a little bit. Do you know what? If you're somebody who's been logging your food for the whole year up till now, probably a good time to have a little bit of a break from it mentally.
Yeah.
Relax it. Try to keep relatively your nutritional habits, but allow a little bit more freedom in certain meals. You're going to feel so much better for doing that. And also, if you are somebody who's been on a weight loss journey, and you've been consistent in a calorie deficit for quite a while, having what we might call a diet break is going to help you get physical results when you get back to being in a deficit. So eating at calorie maintenance will definitely benefit you for a week or two as well.
Yeah. I was going to say as well, like Eve May, we will finish this. Eve May's 10, she's like 10 going on 16. We're definitely in the pre-teen era with Eve for May. She's always like, if you come into a room, can you get out now? Can you close my door, please? So I'm kind of like going to use our holiday as a real time for us. Like, she's all mine. I mean, I'm not possessive, but like, you know, like at home, she doesn't want to be in our company as much now. And it's kind of sad. And it's realizing,
how many years have we got?
How many summers have we got left now where we can really enjoy like all of us together? Yeah. So for the sake of like putting my physical goals to the side to really enjoy this moment is kind of going to be so much more value.
That's it. So as always, if you found this helpful, please do let us know. Drop a comment. Check the show notes if you want to reach out to us, if you've got any questions. Otherwise, please do like and subscribe to it. Thanks very much for joining us. See ya. Cheesy wave.